Hello and welcome to this answer explanation video. In this video I'm going to go through the answers to the multiply 4 digits by 2 digits worksheet. I'll go through each of the questions individually and cover some of the things you may have found tricky. Question 1. Solve the calculation using a formal multiplication method. So we need to use the formal written method to solve 3,802 multiplied by 23. So step 1, we multiply by the ones. So we do 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 8 is 24. So we exchange the 2 into the thousands column, and then 3 times 3 is 9, add 2 more, 10, 11. Then we multiply by the tens number, so we put a 0 in the ones column. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 8 is 16, so we exchange again, and then 2 times 3 is 6, add 1 is 7, and then finally add everything together. 6 add 0 is 6, 0 add 4 is 4, 4 add 0 is also 4, 1 add 6 is 7, 1 add 7 is 8. So 3,802 times 23 is 87,446. Question 2 says match the calculations to the correct answers. On the left you've got 4 different calculations, and on the right you've got 4 different answers. So we need to use the formal written method and actually do the calculations in order to match them to the correct answers. So if we do calculation A, 4,242 times 23, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 3 is 12, 3 times 2 is 6, add 1 more is 7, 3 times 4 is 12. Moving on to the tens number, remembering to put our 0 down. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8. And then add them together. 6 and 0 is 6, 2 and 4 is 6, 7 add 8 is 15, 2 add 4 is 6, add 1 more is 7, and then 1 and 8 is 9. So we get 97,566. That is one of our options. It's option 3. So A matches with 3. Calculation B, 4,242 times 12. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. And 2 times 4 is 8. Then we are moving on to our tens number. So put our 0 in the ones place. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 4 is 4. So we add them together. 4, 8 add 2 is 10, 4 add 4 add 1 is 9, 8 add 2 is 10, 4 add 1 is 5. So the answer is 50,904, and that is one of our options. It's option 1. So we can say calculation B matches to option 1. The final calculation we need to do then is 2,424 times 25. You can work out that C through deduction would have to be 2. However, it's always good to check these things and make sure that they're correct. So if we do 2,424 times 25, we do 5 times 4, which is 20. 5 times 2 is 10, add 2 more is 12. 5 times 4 is 20, add 1 is 21, so exchange the 2. 5 times 2 is 10, add 2 more is 12. Now we're moving on to our tens number. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 2 is 4. And then we add everything together. 0 and 0 is 0. 2 and 8 is 10. 1 and 4 is 5, add 1 more is 6. 2 add 8 is 10 again. 1 add 4 is 5, add 1 more is 6. So the answer is 60,600, and that is the option 2. So we say C is 2. Question 3. True or false? Show your working out. 7,121 times 32 equals 7,132 times 21. So the statement is suggesting that the answer to those calculations is the same. So in order to prove whether it's true or false, we need to actually do the calculations. So the first one, 7,121 times 32. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14. Moving on to 10's number. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 7 is 21. Add them both together. 2 add 0, 2. 4 add 3, 7. 2 add 6, 8. 4 add 3 is 7. 1 add 1 is 2. And 2 add nothing is 2. So the answer to the first calculation, 7,121 times 32, is 227,872. So for this statement to be true, this calculation must also equal the same number. So if we do 7,132 times 21, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 7 is 7. Move on to our tens number. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 7 is 14. So we add them together. 2 add 0 is 2, 3 add 4 is 7, 1 add 6 is 7, 7 and 2 is 9, 4 add nothing is 4, 1 add nothing is 1. So the answer to this calculation is 149,772. So they're definitely not equal. The symbol that should go in between these two calculations is this one, because this is greater than this. Chloe is thinking of a number. She gives the following clues. It is an odd 6-digit number. It is the result of multiplying a 4-digit number by 51. The 4-digit number has a digit sum of 4. What is the smallest number Chloe could be thinking of? Prove it. So we need to find a 4-digit number that when multiplied by 51, the answer is a 6-digit odd number. So I've made a list of all the 4-digit numbers I can think of with a digit sum of 4. There may be others, but these are the ones I could think of at the time. We need to think carefully now about whether or not, when these numbers are multiplied by 51, will they give me an odd answer? I know the answer is odd if it ends in 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9. So already I can cross off my list any even numbers, because when you multiply an even number by an odd number, the answer is an even number. When you multiply an odd number by an odd number, the answer is an odd number. So already I can cross this one out. I can cross this one out. I can cross that one out. I can cross that out, and that, and that, and that, and that, because they are all even numbers, because they end in a 0 or a 2. So the next thing I need to do is think logically about whether or not they're going to generate a 6-digit number. I know if I multiply 5 and 1, I get 5. So actually, when I multiply 1,111 by 51, I'm probably going to get a 5-digit number. Which then stands to reason that anything that starts with a 1 in the thousands column is also going to give me a 5-digit number, and that's not what we're after. So anything that has a 1 in the thousands column can also go. So now I'm left with 3 options. I've got 3,001, 2,101, 2011. Now, the thing is, the question says, what is the smallest number Chloe could be thinking of? Well, out of these three numbers that we've got left, the smallest is 2011. So I'm going to try with 2011. So remember, when we multiply 2011 by 51, we want the answer to be a 6-digit number that is also odd. So if we do 1 times 1, we get 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. Then move on to the 50. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5 again. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. So now if we add these together, 6, 5, 2. Our answer is a 6-digit number because it's 102,561, and it's an odd number because it ends in a 1. So the smallest number Chloe could be thinking of is 102,561, and the number that we multiplied by is 2011. Question 5 says, use 2 of the digit cards to create a multiplication that equals approximately 100,000. So we're multiplying 2,112 by a 2-digit number we have created using the digit cards 3, 4, 5 or 7. Now, looking at those numbers that we've got, I know that if I round 2,112 down to the nearest thousand, I'm going to get 2,000. And if I were to do 2,000 times 50, I would get 100,000. So I'm looking to create a 2-digit number around 50. So we could potentially do 54 times 2,112. We could do 47 times 2,112, or we could do 45. Now I know that if I were to multiply 2,112 by 54, the answer is going to be greater than 100,000. So I'm going to try 47 to see how close to 100,000 that gets me. So I would do 2 times 7 is 14. 7 times 1 is 7, add 1 is 8. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. Multiply by the tens number, so put a 0 in the ones column. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So if we add these together, 4 and 0 is 4. 8 and 8 is 16. 7 add 4 is 11. Add 1 more is 12. 4 add 4 is 8. Add 1 more is 9. 1 add 8 is also 9. So the answer to 2,112 times 47 is 99,264. I know that if we multiply by 54, it's going to be much higher than that. And I know that if we multiply by 45, it's going to be less than that. And we want it to be as close to 100,000 as possible. So I don't think we can get any closer to 100,000. So the answer is 47. Question 6 says, a new kitchen costs £3,006 per house. 13 houses on Mitchell Terrace buy a new kitchen. The builder says the total cost is £39,068. Is it correct? Explain your answer. So we need to do the calculation that the builder has probably done. And the builder will have done £3,006 times 13. Because we've got £3,006 per kitchen and there are 13 kitchens. So if we do 3 times 6, we get 18. 3 times 0 is 0, add 1 is 1. 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 3 is 9. Then we do our tens number, so put a 0 in the ones column. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 3 is 3. And then we add everything together. So we get 8 add 0 is 8. 1 add 6 is 7. 0 add 0 is 0. 9 add 0 is 9. And 3 add nothing is 3. So the answer is £39,078. Looks to me as though the builder forgot to carry out some addition here. That was an answer explanation video on multiply 4 digits by 2 digits from Classroom Secrets. If you would like to watch the video tutorial that accompanies this step, please visit kids.classroomsecrets.co.uk. And if you would like more resources that cover this step, please visit our other site, classroomsecrets.co.uk.